Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 1 in this series. Just a quick introduction. Throughout this series we'll be going through the manual of the Zoom B3n, which is a bass guitar multi-effects processor. We'll be going through the manual, keeping all the tutorials at no more than 2 minutes long. We're going to go through it bit by bit and keep it nice and simple. If you have any comments or questions, come back to this introduction video and ask them there, so that they're all in the same place. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 2 in this series. Controls overview. You get 3 different displays. So there's a display for each of the foot switches. Each display has its own set of parameter knobs located directly underneath. Each one also has a set of type keys, which is used to change the effects. Each one has their own dedicated foot switch for turning the effects on and off in stomp mode or for changing patches. You get the bank and scroll switches down here, as well as a memory and stomp switch. At the top here you get a menu key to access the menu, and then you get a edit and effect knob, which you also use to push to enter to navigate the menu. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 3 in this series. The rear panel. On the rear panel you get your bass guitar input jack. You get an auxiliary in for audio input. You get a stereo output. You get jacks left and right. For mono or headphones, use the left output. You get a USB at the back to connect to a computer, as well as your on-off switch. You get the power supply input. You also comes with a control in jack for any expression pedals you want to use. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 4 in this series. How to switch the unit on and off. Ensure that the AC adapter is connected and switched on at the plug. Make sure you lower the amp volume on your amp. Use a switch on the back panel located here to switch the unit on. Once you're switched on, you can raise the amp level back up. It automatically starts up in the previous mode when it was last switched off. To switch the unit off again, just flick the switch on the back to the off position. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 5 in this series. The difference between stomp mode and memory mode. The B3n has 2 different play modes. You get stomp mode, which allows you to turn effects on and off with the foot switches located here, like a pedal board with individual effects. Or you get memory mode, which allows you to change between patches and banks using the foot switches down here and here. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 6 in this series. How to switch between showing parameters or effect name in stomp mode. Make sure you're in stomp mode, which is this mode here. And if you press the edit and effect knob on the top right, it will toggle the display between showing parameters, like it is right now, or the name of the effect. So now it just shows you the name of the effect, which is a lot better if you're trying to see from further away which foot switch you're about to be pressing. To change it back, press it again and it will go back to the parameters. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 7 in this series. How to show the effects in a patch in memory mode. Make sure you're in memory mode, which is this mode here. And then if you press the edit effect knob in the top right corner, it will show you the effects in the patch. As you can see, it's come up with the effects in this patch. There are more effects than can be seen on the screen. So if you scroll the knob to left or right, you can see all the effects within this patch. Once you finish checking, you can press the button again to go back to it showing the name of the patch. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 8 in this series. How to change between stomp and memory mode. We're currently in memory mode, so you can change between your patches. If you want to go into stomp mode, you press the foot switch on the bottom right, which is labelled memory and stomp, and it will go into stomp mode for the patch that you had selected. If you want to come out of that, press the memory stomp button again, it'll go back to the memory mode screen. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 9 in this series. How to turn effects on and off in stomp mode. Make sure you're in stomp mode. To turn an effect on or off, press the foot switch that corresponds with that effect. So I've got a reverb here. This foot switch corresponds to the reverb. As you can see, the LED light is currently lit. If you press the foot switch down, the LED goes out, so that effect is now off. Same with all the other effects we have. And then to turn it back on again, press the foot switches again. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 10 in this series. How to change the effect in a patch. In stomp mode, it's this mode here, you press the type buttons to change to another effect. So if, say you want to change this one here, use the up and down type buttons here to scroll through the effects. Up goes up through the effects, and down goes down through the effects. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 11 in this series. How to scroll through effect categories quickly. Make sure you're in stomp mode. On the effect you want to change, press and hold the up key and then press the down button. So if you go like this, you'll go through all the categories rather than just the individual effects. When you get to the category you want to, just let go, and then you'll be on the first effect in that category. You can also do this by holding the down button and pressing the up, and you'll scroll through the categories the opposite way. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 12 in this series. Process overflow warning, what to do. The B3n can have up to 7 effects combined in any order. Some effects use more processing power than others, so you need to bear this in mind when you're making your chain. If you exceed this, you'll get a process overflow warning, and it will tell you to change effects, like this warning here. If you get this message, you'll need to either change some effects or delete some effects from your chain. Otherwise, you will not be able to use all the effects you've got in your chain at the moment. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 13 in this series. How to adjust effect parameters. Make sure you're in stomp mode, which is this mode here. In stomp mode, each screen displays the parameters for the effect that is in that part of the chain. So you've got a dynamic effect, a reverb effect, and a delay effect in this chain at the moment. Each screen has their own set of knobs for adjusting the parameters for that effect. So you've got knobs from 1 through to 4. You've got time, curve, tone, and volume for the dynamic effect. Size, reference, mix, and tail for the reverb. And you've got the delay, you've got time, feedback, balance, and tail. Depending on the effect, you will have different parameters to adjust. Any changes will be saved automatically unless you have turned autosave off. If you've turned autosave off, when you change patches, a screen will appear prompting you to save the changes that you've made. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 14 in this series. How to scroll through the effects on display. In stomp mode, you can only see 3 effects on display at a time. You can have up to 7 effects in a chain. To see the other effects, you use the scroll left and right foot switches to change which effects are on display. So if you press the left foot switch here, you can choose which ones will be on display. And then when you've chosen which ones you want to be on display, press the memory stomp mode, which is also the exit function for this. And now you'll see that the different effects have changed. You can also go back if you want to be in the middle. Again, press the exit memory stomp button. Now you see you've got your amp and a dynamic effect on screen instead. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 15 in this series. How to add effects to the chain. As you can see in this chain here, we've currently got 2 empty slots for effects. As you can see, there's a cable represented on the displays. To add an effect to that part, just use the type keys located right underneath the knobs to add effects to empty slots. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 16 in this series. How to delete an effect from the chain. Press the menu key located on the top right, and from here head along using the knob to the left of the menu key to delete, and then press down on the knob. You can see there's a bin has come up on one of the effects. Use the knob to select which one you want to delete. Press down. You'll get an "Are you sure?" message. Press down again, and then you'll delete that effect. Press the menu key to exit from this screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 17 in this series. How to change the effect order. Press the menu key located in the top right to open the menu. Use the knob on the left to go to chain and press down to enter the chain. Then you'll see there is a little hand on the effects. Use the knob to select the effect you want to move. So select that one. Then use the knob again to select where you want to put that effect. When you've decided where you want to put it, press the knob down again to execute, and you'll see it's now moved. When you're finished with that, press the menu key again to exit from this screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 18 in this series. How to change patches. In memory mode, which is this mode here, use switches 1, 2 and 3 to change between the patches on display in the current bank. Just like so. The patch in use will show as a white background, and the LED on the foot switch will also be lit. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 19 in this series. How to change banks. In memory mode, which is this mode here, use the bank up and down foot switches to change between banks. So you've got the left, which is for down, the right one, which is for going up, and you press them to move up through the banks. If you want to move quickly, if you just press and hold, and it'll move quickly through the banks, which is handy if you want to go somewhere that's quite far away, and you also do that in the opposite direction. Just like so. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 20 in this series. How to set independent patch volume. On the patch you want to set the independent volume, press the menu button on the top right. Use the scroll knob on the left to select patch, which is located here on the first screen. Press down to enter the patch screen, and then you'll see you're on level. Push down to edit level, and then you can toggle using the knob, and you can set level anywhere from 0 all the way up to 120, and this is independent for this preset. When you're finished, press the menu button to exit. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 21 in this series. How to change the name of a patch. On the patch you want to change, press the menu button. Use the knob to the left to scroll along to patch. Press down to enter. And then use the same knob to scroll across to this screen here. You can see there's an arrow on the top. The arrow shows you which character you're selecting. To edit that character, press down, and then use the scroll knob to select the character you want. You get uppercase, lowercase, numbers, as well as symbols, as well as a space. When you've chosen the character you want for that part, press down, and then scroll across to the next bit you want to edit. When you're finished, press the menu button, and if you have autosave on, it will save it automatically. If not, you'll get prompted to save it when you change patches. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 22 in this series. How to save a patch to another location. Press menu on the patch you want to save to another location. Use the knob to the left to scroll across to save, located on the second screen. Press down to enter, and then on this screen you'll see we're on patch 149, and if you use the scroll knob to the left, you can select another location. So say you wanted to save it to number 100, select 100 there, then press down. You'll get a yes or no, select yes, and it will save that patch to another location. When you're finished, press the menu button to exit. You'll see that's now saved to patch number 100 now. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 23 in this series. How to swap the location of two patches. On the patch you want to move, press the menu button on the top right. Use the scroll button on the left of it to go to swap, located on the second screen. Press down to enter. You'll see we're moving patch number 149, and on screen number 3 you choose which patch you want to swap it with. So we're going to go ahead and swap it with number 150, but if you want to change that, use the knob to the left of the menu button to change it to something else, but we'll change it with 150. When you've decided which one to change it with, press down on the knob to execute. You'll get a yes or no message, select yes. Press down again to complete it. Now that's done, go back, and you can see 149 and 150 have now swapped places. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 24 in this series. How to check the current firmware. Press the menu button to open the menu, and then use the knob to the left of it to scroll over to the third screen and select version, one with the I. Press down to enter, and it will show you which version is currently on the system. This is version 2.0, and then when you're finished, press the menu button again to exit. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 25 in this series. How to adjust the master level. Press the menu button on the top right to enter the menu. Use the knob on the left to select master level, which is on the third screen on the right. Press down on the knob to enter. From there you can use the same knob to adjust the master level. It can be set anywhere from 0 up to 120. When you're finished, press the menu key to exit. You can also use the same knob when you're in memory mode or stomp mode to adjust the master level like so. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 26 in this series. How to turn the pre-select function on or off. Press the menu button in the top right. Use the knob on the left to select Setup, which is located here on the third screen. It will automatically be on the pre-select, but if you're not, use the same knob to select pre-select. Press down to edit. Switch it from off to on, and then press down to exit, and then press the menu button again to exit. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 27 in this series. How to use the pre-select function. Ensure you have turned the pre-select function on. If you haven't, you can see how to do this in video number 26. In memory mode, which is this mode here, use the foot switches to change to another patch. Currently we're on patch 149. If you use the bank up and down buttons, you can start scrolling to another patch. Once you do so, you can see that the patch lights are flashing. So you're still playing on patch 149 at the moment, but you're able to move to select another patch. Once you've found the set of patches you want to use, when you're ready, you press down on the foot switch you want to go to, which patch you want to go to, and you'll automatically jump from 149, or whichever patch you're currently on, to the patch you've chosen. So as soon as you want to go to patch 41, press down on the foot switch, and now you'll be on patch 41, but you would have been on patch 149. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 28 in this series. How to turn eco mode on or off. If eco mode is on, the unit will power off if not used for 10 hours. To check it and change it, press the menu button located in the top right. Use the knob to select Setup, which is on the third screen. Press down to enter. Scroll across to Eco. Press down again to edit whether you want it on or off. Just toggle which one you want, on or off. When you're finished, press down again to exit the bit, and then press down on the menu button to exit the menu. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 29 in this series. How to set the autosave function. Autosave is on as a default setting. If autosave is off, a save prompt will appear when changing patches if they have been edited. To toggle whether you want it on or off, press the menu button in the top right. Use the knob to the left to select Setup, which is on the third screen here. Press down to enter the Setup menu. Scroll across to the autosave. Press down again to edit, and then you can toggle between on or off. When you're happy with your changes, press down on the button to exit, and then press the menu button to exit the menu completely. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 30 in this series. How to adjust the display contrast. Press the menu button in the top right. Use the same knob to the left to select Setup, which is on the third screen here. Press down to enter the setup screen. Scroll across to the LCD contrast. Press down to edit, and then you can see you can change each individual display. So press down to edit display number 1. You can set this anywhere between 1 and 13. Press down to exit editing screen number 1, and then you can use the same knob to scroll between screen numbers 2 or 3. Press down again to edit. When you're finished, press the menu button to exit. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 31 in this series. How to activate the tuner in bypass mode. In memory mode or stomp mode, press and hold the memory stomp switch on the bottom right, and you'll get this screen here. To select in the tuner in bypass mode, press foot switch number 1. This opens the tuner in bypass mode, meaning the sound output is bypassing all of the effects. When you're finished tuning, press the memory stomp button on the bottom right to exit the tuner. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 32 in this series. How to activate the tuner in mute mode. In memory or stomp mode, press and hold the memory stomp foot switch at the bottom right, and you'll enter this screen here. Press foot switch number 2, and you will enter the tuner in mute mode. This means that no sound is output at all. When you're finished tuning, press the memory stomp switch at the bottom right again to exit the tuner. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 33 in this series. How to use the tuner. Open the tuner in your chosen mode. This could be bypass or mute, and you can see how to do this in videos 31 and 32. Play the open string you want to tune. The note will appear, the closest note will appear in the middle here on the second screen. It will appear as a note in chromatic tuning, or it will appear as the nearest number if you're in the bass settings. The correct pitch is when the arrow is in the center. You get arrows across the top showing whether you're flat or sharp. When it's in the center, you are in tune. When you're finished tuning, press the memory stomp switch at the bottom to exit. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 34 in this series. How to adjust the standard pitch of the tuner. Press the menu button located in the top right. Use the knob on the left to select tuner, which is on the second screen. Press down to enter the menu for the tuner. You'll see you're on calibration already. Press down to edit calibration. And you can use the knob to select anywhere between 435 Hz up to 445 Hz. When you're finished, press the button to exit back to calibration, and then press the menu button to exit. If you're already in the tuner, you can also use the parameter knob 1 on effect screen 2 to adjust the standard pitch, like so. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 35 in this series. How to set the tuner type. Press the menu button located in the top right. Use the knob to select tuner, which is in the second screen. Press down to enter the tuner menu. Use the same knob to scroll over to type. Press down to edit. You get two different types. You get chromatic and bass. For chromatic, when you're tuning, it will show the nearest note that you're tuning to. Or for bass, it will show a number, or it will show a couple of letters. It will show LB for the low B string. It will show 4 for the E string, 3 for the A string, 2 for the D string, and 1 for the G string, and HC for the high C string. When you've chosen which type you want to use, press the knob again to exit that bit, and then press the menu button to exit the menu. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 36 in this series. How to use flat tunings. Press the menu button in the top right to enter the menu. Use the knob next to it to select tuner, and press down to enter the tuner screen. Scroll across to flat, which is located over here. From here you can drop the tuner by up to 3 semitones. This can only be done if the tuner type is set to bass. You can't do it if it's set to chromatic. Press down on flat to select how many semitones flat you want to tune to. Be 1, 2 or 3, remember. When you're finished, press the knob to go back, and then press the menu button again to exit the menu screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 37 in this series. How to use the rhythm patterns. In stomp mode, which is the mode we're in now, you need to add a rhythm to one of the effects blocks. We've got 3 blank effects blocks here. If you press the down type key 5 times, you'll get to the rhythm effect block. You can only add 1 rhythm effect block per chain, and if you change patches, the rhythm will stop. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 38 in this series. How to start and stop rhythm playback. Once you have added a rhythm block to the chosen patch, which you can see how to do in video number 37, press the foot switch corresponding to the rhythm block to start playback. We've got our rhythm effect block in foot switch number 3, so if you press it down it will start playback of the rhythm pattern. The chosen pattern will continue on a continuous loop. When you're ready to stop playback, press the same foot switch again and it will stop the rhythm playback. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 39 in this series. How to change the rhythm pattern. Once you've added a rhythm block to the chosen patch, which you can see how to do in video number 37, you turn knob number 1 of the effect screen corresponding to the rhythm block. We've got it in effect screen number 3, so knob number 1 will change the rhythm pattern. Just like so. There are 68 different patterns in various genres and time signatures. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 40 in this series. How to change the rhythm tempo. Once you have added a rhythm block to your chosen patch, which you can see how to do in video number 37, turn knob number 3 of the effect screen corresponding to the rhythm block. We've got the rhythm block in effect screen number 3, so knob number 3 will change the tempo. You can set this anywhere between 40 beats per minute all the way up to 250 beats per minute. Just like so. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 41 in this series. How to adjust the rhythm volume. Once you have added a rhythm block to your chosen patch, which you can see how to do in video number 37, turn knob number 4 of the effect screen corresponding to the rhythm block. We've got the rhythm block in effect screen number 3, so turn knob number 4 to adjust the volume. It can be set anywhere between 0 and 100. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 42 in this series. How to use the looper. In stomp mode, which is the mode we're in now, you need to add a looper to one of the effects blocks. You can only add one looper effects block to a chain. Use the up and down type keys to select the looper. If you're on a completely blank effect block, press the down type button and you'll automatically go into the loopers. There are 4 different types. You get a 2-unit stereo looper, you get a 2-unit mono looper, you get a single unit stereo looper, and a single unit mono looper. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 43 in this series. How to record and play a loop. Once you have added a looper to your chain, which you can see how to do in video number 42, to start recording, you press the foot switch for the first unit within the looper. So for the single unit loopers, you press the foot switch, but if you have a 2-unit looper, press the first foot switch to start recording. You're going to see a recording bit comes up on the screen for the looper. Once you've recorded what you want, press the foot switch again and you'll automatically start playback. And it will continue to play on a loop until you stop it. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 44 in this series. Things to know about the looper. During rhythm playback, recording will start after the pre-count. Changing a patch will stop phrase recording and playback. This will also delete the phrase recording data. During rhythm playback, quantization is enabled, so even if the recording ending time is not exact, the loop will automatically be adjusted so that loop playback stays in time. Changing the tempo of a rhythm during the loop playback will erase the recorded phrase. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 45 in this series. How to overdub with the looper. Once you've added a looper to your chain, which you can see how to do in video number 42, once you've recorded a loop and are in playback mode, which you can see we are here, press the foot switch in the first unit of the looper to start overdubbing. We have a single unit looper in the go at the moment, but if we have a 2-unit looper, it would still be the first foot switch. So you press the foot switch and overdub will come up. You can start overdubbing as soon as you do this. You can continue to overdub on the loop, which will continuously loop as it should. When you're finished, press the same foot switch to stop overdubbing and return to playback mode. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 46 in this series. How to stop looper playback with a single unit looper. Once you've added a single unit looper to your chain, which you can see how to do in video number 42, when you're in playback mode, press the foot switch corresponding to the looper twice to stop playback. You can see it says to the right on the screen, it says stop twice. As you can see, the loop has now stopped. If you want to start the playback again, press the foot switch again a single time. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 47 in this series. How to stop looper playback with a 2-unit looper. Once you've added a 2-unit looper to your chain, which you can see how to do in video number 42, press the foot switch for the second unit to stop playback. As you can see, we're currently playing back a loop at the moment, so if you press the second unit's foot switch, it will stop playback. To restart playback, you press the foot switch for the first unit, just like so. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 48 in this series. How to delete a loop for a single unit looper. Once you've added a single unit looper to your chain, which you can see how to do in video number 42, when the loop is stopped, as you can see on the screen here it says stopped, press and hold the foot switch corresponding to the looper. So this is our foot switch for the looper. So if you press and hold it, it will clear the loop. This will delete the current loop and any data that was recorded. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 49 in this series. How to delete a loop for a 2-unit looper. Once you've added a 2-unit looper to your chain, which you can see how to do in video number 42, when you recorded and stopped a loop, we've recorded and stopped a loop in this one, you press and hold the foot switch for the second unit of the looper. This is a 2-unit looper, this is the second unit of the looper, so this is the second foot switch. So if you press and hold to clear, that will delete any data and recording for that current loop. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 50 in this series. How to set the loop recording time. Once you've added a looper to your chain, which you can see how to do in video number 42, you use knob number 1 of the effect screen that says time next to it. So for a single unit looper, it'll be knob number 1 on the screen. For a 2-unit looper, it'll be knob number 1 of the second unit. If you turn knob number 1, you can set a time from manual, which would use the foot switches to record and stop, or you can set it from 1 to 64 quarter notes, like so. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 51 in this series. Things to know with the loopers. The setting options include manual and 1 to 64 quarter notes of recording time. The recording time for mono looper is from 1.5 to 80 seconds, or 40 seconds when undo is on. The recording time for stereo looper is from 1.5 to 40 seconds, or 20 seconds when undo is on. Settings that will not fit in recording time will be adjusted automatically. Changing the recording time will delete the recorded data. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 52 in this series. How to turn on the undo function with the looper. If you have a 2-unit looper, it will be knob number 2 on effect screen 2. If you have a single unit looper, it'll be knob number 2 on the effect screen for the looper. Use knob number 2 to toggle between on or off for the undo function. If it's on, the mono looper becomes a max of 40 seconds recording time. For stereo, the looper becomes a max of 20 seconds recording time. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 53 in this series. How to use the undo redo function with a single unit looper. Make sure the undo function has been set to on which you can see how to do in video number 52. To undo an overdub, press the foot switch corresponding to the looper for 1 second. This will delete the last overdub. We've recorded an overdub on this one, so if you press and hold the foot switch for 1 second, it will undo the last overdub. If you want to redo this, press the same foot switch again for 1 second to restore the deleted overdub. Just like so. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 54 in this series. How to use the undo redo function with a 2-unit looper. Make sure the undo function has been set to on, which you can see how to do in video number 52. To undo an overdub, double press the foot switch corresponding to the looper in the first screen. So if we double press this, it will undo the last overdub. As you can see, undo comes up on the screen. This will delete the last overdub. To redo this, double press the same foot switch to restore the deleted overdub. Let's see, redo pops up on the display. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 55 in this series. How to set how the loop stops. To set how the loop stops, you need to turn knob number 3 for the looper. It'll be on screen number 2 for a 2-unit looper, or for a single unit looper, it'll be knob number 3 on the only screen for the looper. You get 3 different options. You get to stop, which stops playback immediately when you press the foot switch. You can choose finish. So when you press the foot switch, playback stops when the loop ends. Or you can go to fade out. So when you press the foot switch, the loop will fade out. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 56 in this series. How to adjust the looper volume. If I have a single unit looper, it will be knob number 4 on the only screen for the looper. If you have a 2-unit looper, it will be knob number 4 on the second screen. You can turn knob number 4 to set the looper volume anywhere between 0 and 100. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 57 in this series. How to use the tap tempo. Press and hold the memory stomp button on the bottom right, and you'll get to this screen here, which you use to enter the tuner. If you press down on foot switch number 3, which is labelled as tap, you'll enter the tap tempo menu. From here, if you press the third foot switch more than twice, you will set the tempo, like so. Alternatively, if you want to set the tempo manually, you can use knob number 1 of effect screen number 2 to set the tempo. Just like so. When you're finished, press the memory and stop button to exit. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 58 in this series. How to restore to factory default settings. Make sure the unit is currently switched off, and then press and hold the select knob, which is on the top right next to the menu button, and then turn the unit on. You'll come up with this screen here. You can release the knob when it comes up with this screen. Use the same knob to select yes, and then press down to confirm. You'll come up with a processing screen, and then it will say complete, and then it will fire up, and you will have restored to the factory default settings. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 59 in this series. Troubleshooting. No sound or very low volume. If you've got no sound or very low volume, confirm that the power switch is indeed on. Check all your connections to and from the B3n, including all cables and any defects on the cables. Adjust the patch level, which you can see how to do in video number 20. Also adjust the master level, which you can see how to do in video number 25. Additionally, if you have an expression pedal that you're using for volume, adjust the pedal to a suitable volume level. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 60 in this series. Troubleshooting. Lots of noise. Check all cables to and from the B3n. Make sure that there are no defects and everything is connected properly. And ensure that you only use a Zoom AC adapter. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 61 in this series. Troubleshooting. An effect is not working. If you have issues with effects not working, you may have gone over the processing capacity of the unit. If you've done so, a process overflow warning may appear and you will have to swap or remove effects from your chain to rectify this. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 62 in this series. How much processing power? Dynamics. The Zoom B3n can have up to 7 effects in a chain. Each effect uses up a percentage of the processing power. Exceeding 100 within the chain will result in a process overflow warning. Here's how much each effect in this category uses. The slow attack, Dynamics uses 5%. The Zoom noise reduction uses 4%. The Opticomp uses 13%. The Black Opt uses 14%. The LMT76 uses 13%. The 160 Comp uses 13%. The Dual Comp uses 8%. The MB Comp uses 21%, which is the highest in this category. And the DYN Comp uses 6%. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 63 in this series. How much processing power? Filter effects. The Zoom B3n can have up to 7 effects in a chain. Each effect uses up a percentage of the processing power. Exceeding 100 within the chain will result in a process overflow warning. Here's how much each effect in this category uses. For the sequence filter, it uses 9%. For the EG filter, which is a dual effect, uses 11%. The exciter is 9%. The bass A wah uses 7%. The Z-tron uses 6%. The A filter is 7%. The bass cry uses 10%. The bass GEQ, which is also a dual effect, uses 5%. The next one uses 7%. The bass PEQ uses 4%. And the splitter uses 6%. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 64 in this series. How much processing power? Drive effects. The Zoom B3n can have up to 7 effects in a chain. Each effect uses up a percentage of the processing power. Exceeding 100 within the chain will result in a process overflow warning. Here's how much each effect in this category uses. The EP Stomp uses up 13%. The NYC Muff uses 14%. The TS and Boost, which is a dual effect, uses 14%. The Bass Drive uses up 15%. The DI Plus, which is another dual effect, uses 15%. The Dark Pre, which is also a dual effect, uses 23%. The Bass BB uses 14%. The DI5 uses 17%. The Bass Pre, 18%. Bass OD is 14%. Bass TS Drive is 16%. Dark OD is 21%. This one is 19%. The Voodoo B is 19%. This one is 13%. And the Bass Metal is 12%. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 65 in this series. How much processing power? Modulation effects. The Zoom B3n can have up to 7 effects in a chain. Each effect uses up a percentage of the processing power. Exceeding 100 within the chain will result in a process overflow warning. Here's how much each effect in this category uses. The tremolo effect uses 9%. The phaser is 7%. The vibe 10%. The pitch shift 7%. HPS 7%. The kick flanger, which is a dual effect, uses 7%. The super chorus, which is 8%. The next one is 20%. This one is 7%. This one is also 7%. The bass octave is 7%. The detune is 12%. And this one is 10%. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 66 in this series. How much processing power, special effects. The Zoom B3n can have up to 7 effects in a chain. Each effect uses up a percentage of the processing power. Exceeding 100 within the chain will result in a process overflow warning. Here's how much each effect in this category uses. The bomber uses 8%. This one uses 20%. This one is also 20%. This one here, which is a dual effect, uses 17%. The D fret uses 7%. And this one uses 18%. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 67 in this series. How much processing power, delay effects. The Zoom B3n can have up to 7 effects in a chain. Each effect uses up a percentage of the processing power. Exceeding 100 within the chain will result in a process overflow warning. Here's how much each effect in this category uses. The delay is 5%. The analog delay is 5%. The tape echo 7%. The reverse delay is 6%. And the hold delay, which is a dual effect, uses 6%. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 68 in this series. How much processing power, reverb effects. The Zoom B3n can have up to 7 effects in a chain. Each effect uses up a percentage of the processing power. Exceeding 100 within the chain will result in a process overflow warning. Here's how much each effect in this category uses. The air reverb is 6%. The room reverb is 10%. The hall is 11%. The HD hall is 26%. The spring reverb is 9%. And the plate reverb is 21%. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 69 in this series. How much processing power, pedal effects. The Zoom B3n can have up to 7 effects in a chain. Each effect uses up a percentage of the processing power. Exceeding 100 within the chain will result in a process overflow warning. Here's how much each effect in this category uses. This one uses up 4%. The bass wah is 8%. The next one is 6%. Next one is also 6%. And the last one is also 6%. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 70 in this series. How much processing power, rhythm and looper. The Zoom B3n can have up to 7 effects in a chain. Each effect uses up a percentage of the processing power. Exceeding 100 within the chain will result in a process overflow warning. Here's how much each effect in this category uses. The rhythm uses up 8%. The mono looper single unit uses up 7%. The stereo looper for 1 unit uses up 10%. The mono looper that uses up 2 units uses up 7%. And the stereo looper that uses up 2 units also uses 10%. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 71 in this series. How much processing power, amps. The Zoom B3n can have up to 7 effects in a chain. Each effect uses up a percentage of the processing power. Exceeding 100 within the chain will result in a process overflow warning. Here's how much each of the amps in this category uses. This one uses up 22%. The next one uses up 32%. This amp uses up 23%. This one uses 22%. The next one uses up 18%. And this one uses up 26%. All of the amps are also dual effects. They take up 2 units within the chain. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 72 in this series. How much processing power? Cabinet effects. The Zoom B3n can have up to 7 effects in a chain. Each effect uses up a percentage of the processing power. Exceeding 100 within the chain will result in a process overflow warning. Here's how much each effect in this category uses. This cabinet uses up 13%. This cabinet also uses 13%. This one again uses 13%. This one also uses 13%. This one also uses 13%. And this one here also uses 13% of the processing power. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video tutorial helpful. If you did, make sure you give it a like and subscribe for more tutorials on this unit and others to come.